Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. We're on our way to the Saber Mountains where the Returner's hideout is, but we're making a pit stop to follow a lead about Duncan and Vargas. Someone always ends up poisoned by those. I don't remember if I said this in an earlier episode, but in Final Fantasy IX, when you're in Lindblum, there's an old man named after Locke. He's not only a reference to the character, but he's also a reference to Locke's development, because Locke was originally intended to be kind of a more elderly, cantankerous old character who would patronize your party. I'd kind of forgotten what a pain in the ass it was to talk around some of these random battles, but this is the guy we've been trailing. Right before we go up and talk to him, though, let's make sure we are topped up in case things get a little bit out of hand. I have plenty of MP left. Not that I'm going to need that much. And we can leave Terra, just a couple HP off from being topped. Sabin! Oh my god, he goes to the top and does a springboard splash. Oh shit, Vargas wins. Was he shadowing us, or were we shadowing him? I will not surrender. How unlucky it is that you've run into me. This sprite. Oh, this sprite's dope. They put the work in. Vargas is super cool. He's accompanied by two Winnie the Ipoohs. Or Ipooh? Oh god, painful memories of Home Run Derby that I'm still working through. That may have been a mistake, committing to a full LP of that. Oh, well, that game's annihilating me. Let's take a little bit of that frustration out on the bears. Vargas currently cannot be hurt until the two bears are dead. So really, all this fight is about is weathering the early storm. When you're up against Vargas doing his gale cuts and occasionally attacking twice in a row, and the bears doing their swipes. They'll fall pretty quick though. Bioblaster is still a really good idea, even though it won't hit Vargas. And Terra can take on kind of the role of a healer. And occasionally, if everyone's topped up nicely... Whoops, I meant for that to be an AoE heal. Edgar's getting low. But now that's down to a 1-on-3, Vargas actually isn't that bad. You just have to do a little bit of damage to him and then things will progress on their own. I think that should be the trigger that he's getting low enough for the next part of this fight to start. Ooh. I think you could steal some Mithril Claws from him, which is a weapon that an upcoming party member would benefit from a lot, but it's also kind of rare to steal. Okay, we're all good. Terra can start going back to casting fire. If it even comes down to that. Might not. Yeah, this should be the last hit he needs. Enough. Off with you now. And today, on this soundtrack's the best ever. Vargas, why'd you do it? How could you do your own father in like that? So Vargas, we're finding out, has committed patricide. Wait, that's right? Because he killed his dad. Patricide? Uh-huh. Yeah, we have more confusion over successors when it comes to Sabin. That seems to haunt him. Just follows him around. So he uses Blizzard Fist. Blizzard Fist blows back everybody in the party, with the exception of Sabin, who's just joined us. So what this boss fight really is an introduction to Sabin for one, but also a tutorial on how one of his special action commands works. And he starts the fight off casting Doomfist, which puts you on a ticking clock. So we select Blitz, you input the command before you confirm the Blitz, and you can do a lot of special techniques that way. The fight pretty much ends after you do Raging Fist on him. So, that input, by the way, it's left, right, left for Raging Fist. That input's an Art of Fighting input. His blitzes, his various techniques all mostly use, different fighting game inputs. Like the next one we'll see uses the Hadoken input. Yeah, I like this dialogue a lot. Thought he was some kind of bodybuilding bear. In the gay community, a bear is something very different. Yeah, so again, I know one of you was stuck. Actually, a lot of people get stuck fighting Vargas on Mount Colts because of the way the blitz input works. So yeah, again, you go and select blitz, and then you do the input for whatever you're trying to get out, and then you hit A again to confirm it. I think it is kind of confusing, because I think what a lot of people do is they hit blitz, they double tap A on it, and then they do the input, and it tells them they did an incorrect blitz input. Yeah, so it looks like we are finally going to be joined by Sabin, who again is one of my favorite characters. Cool, so we dealt with the whole Duncan Vargas Sabin situation. Now we can continue on. Oh, and we get a nice little tent. Cool, actually needed one of those. Zagrams. We've seen these in the cave before. Don't know, don't care, let's do another blitz. So again, we input it here, we input the command right here, and then select. And that's how you blitz. Oh, wait. No. Because I was trying to do the Hadoken one. Oh shit, that's right. That's why that didn't come out. I'm using kind of a wonky setup here for my controller, so I don't have diagonals. There is a way around that, though. You don't actually have to input diagonals. There's kind of an input shortcut for any of the commands that require a diagonal. Like that one was down, down, left, left, which is, you know, the quarter circle back Hadoken motion. Yeah, you hit down twice and then left, so you do down, down, left instead of doing down, diagonal, left, left. Wish I had run into a certain enemy type. I think we still have a little bit of time to see that interaction, though. Oh, I didn't run into another random battle before we got to the cave. Nice. So, hidden way up in the mountains, nestled, where I guess it's a little bit hard to get to, is the Returner's hideout, built into the side of a cave. And that right there, after we pick up this... Oh, high potion. I thought that was... No, that's up ahead. After we pick up that high potion, we get to meet Manon, who Edgar talked about last time. Edgar, leader of the Reclaimers. Sorry, the Returners, the Reclaimers is a much better name. The Empire had complete control over Terra. Yeah, we know that. Carrier pigeons. Oh, yeah. In this kind of weird post-industrial world, still using carrier pigeons. And this says a lot about Banon's character. Hiding from the truth isn't gonna change it. This, I think, is super odd. The retelling of the Pandora's box myth, but just altered in strange ways. Like, for one, it not being Pandora, it just being some random guy. All that was left in a box was a single ray of light, hope. But now we confront the, and you're the last ray of light. I don't think that parable necessarily applies to Terra and the whole, like, post-War of the Magi situation. But I see what they're going for. So, Terra rests up, and we are gonna loot the Returners. Silly. Someone important to me was killed by the Empire. Yep. Simple 1, 2, 3 character motivations. Do you not have more than... Oh, no, please don't go through everything again. I just wanted to see... Okay, good. Good. So we did have a little bit more. No. Okay. That's that Dark Souls habit taken over, where you have to talk to characters and exhaust all their dialogue. Let's see, up here, one of these buckets has something. Sometimes you will find some good stuff in buckets. I have one of those same buckets at home. Fuck, I love Nightcry so much. I think this is the treasure room, which means somewhere around here there is a hidden path. And... oh, found it. Yeah, this is a really easy one to miss. And we get a white cape out of that. It's another new type of relic, I think. And if he... oh, where are you going? Try to get some dialogue out of him. If we come back and talk to this guy later on, if we do things in a certain sequence, we can get something from him. I don't think I'm going to, though, so just take note of that guy up there. It's still looking around. It's still worth looking around a little bit, because there are a couple more characters we can talk to before we progress the story, and there are a couple more items we can get. That bartender, though, he's worthless. Fuck that guy. The only thing I can add is that you can trust my brother completely. He's always been fair and honest. Don't you dare tell him I said that, though. Fuck, I love Sabin so much. There's that green cherry I was looking for. We had the opportunity to pick up a green cherry, I think, in one of the previous caves we were in. But, again, you'll understand why I skipped all those chests eventually. So we want to make up your own... we want you to make up your own mind. It's going to be really tough to get you to join us. It's a weird thing to say to somebody. Again, FF6 is really a weird game. It's charming, and I love the story of it and the characters and almost everything about it, but it's so strange sometimes. So here, we can accept right away, and he will give us a gauntlet. If you refuse Banin over and over again, you get a nice item called the Genji Glove. But you will miss out on a couple of things later on. If you accept he gives you the gauntlet, like I said, you can also, there's a third option. You can also refuse him once and then go talk to the one returner back in the room I was talking about before. And he will give you the Genji Glove. And then you can come back outside and tell Banin that you actually accept. And you don't miss this scene while still getting the Genji Glove early. The reason I didn't is just because the Genji Glove isn't as immediately useful to me, and we can still get some later. All the trouble in Narshe is over in Esper. Okay, so are they finally going to tell us about the Espers a little bit? There's a connection between Espers and Magitech. Cool. No. Doesn't really seem we're going to learn that much yet. But we are heading in that direction. That's kind of the next major thing that it looks like we're going to be tackling. It's to tell me bedtime stories about machines and magic. Ancient tragedy, the ancient tragedy be playing out again. At least somebody here is bringing up the possibility of history repeating itself. Powers drained from Espers. Yeah, this is good stuff. That could explain what Magitech power is, and why Biggs and Wedge and Terra were looking for the Esper in Narshe in the beginning of the game. Good. This is... yes, I love this conversation that takes place here. We have Terra speak with that Esper. It might just wake up. We tried that, remember. We did try to bring Terra to the Esper. Didn't work out too well. Maybe we try again. Yeah. Terra already agreed to help out. Sabin's kind of the meathead. So they hear a noise coming from outside. This guard wanders in and collapses. What the hell happened? Oh yeah, South Figaro. So we remember when we were in that mansion? And we walked in on the guy writing the letter and he said something about attacking from the east? Yeah, that guy was super obviously a traitor, writing to the Gestalt Empire, telling them where South Figaro would be most vulnerable from. Yeah, remember the mansion where we found the hidden rooms from the bookcase? Yeah, so Locke is going to go down to South Figaro and stall them out while we head north to Narsh to go talk to that frozen Esper and see if the Esper can awaken something in Terra. I want to see that Esper for myself. I really can't wait until we get into some of the Esper stuff. You could probably guess where that's going, but I'm excited for it. Unfortunately, we do miss out on a couple of Espers because we're playing on the Super Nintendo version. The Game Boy Advance version added a few. I guess next time is when we'll talk more about the key version differences. But we've got a raft that's going to take us out along the Leith River. And this is pretty aptly named because it relates to Terra's amnesia. The Leith, or Lethe, was the river in Hades that would cause you to lose your memory if you drank from it. I think we should get away with only a couple of fights here. I want to say there's one enemy that can cause paralysis? No, petrification. That's the one we don't want. So we have Bannon here as a temporary party member. Bannon is not quite as buffed up as everybody else. He has much lower health, and they start him at like 50% HP or something. And if Bannon gets KO'd, you don't get a chance to Phoenix down him. We're gonna go left, because that avoids most of the fighting. There's a chance that if you go left, you just don't have to do any fighting at all. But even if you encounter one or two enemies, it's still less than either of the other paths. I think straightforward is the most enemies, and right is kind of the average path. But yeah, if Bannon goes down, you don't get a chance to Phoenix down him. You just game over immediately. So the priority here is keeping Bannon safe, and Bannon has a prayer ability that I think buffs us up, and it also restores tons and tons of HP. So you don't really have to have Terra acting as your healer. Unless it's a complete emergency, which with Bannon, it might be. Enemies really like to target Bannon here. Also, every time I say his name, I think of Race Bannon from Johnny Quest. Hey, Bannon gained a level. Maybe that will help him not die so quickly. 33 HP remaining. God damn, Bannon. Like a big squishy tank. Two completely contradictory things. But the left path already puts us up here. And we get a nice save point really early along the river raft trip. So that's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.